on. How you guys doing?
Good, how are you?
Khary, nice to meet you, Sharon.
Nice to meet you.
Hi. So what would you like to know?
Everything.
Wow. Yeah, what can you tease about the show coming up, the season? New show.
What can I tease about the show? We're having a ball. You know, it was kind of crazy. I found out at the last WonderCon a year ago that we'd be doing it, and so it's been a long year waiting for it to come out, and it's cool to be able to just really flesh out just how insane it really is to be a teenage superhero. These are not normal personalities.
Yeah.
These are personalities to the nth degree. And when you go in this kind of comic, forum, then you can really, stretch what that means. It's like Robin. All of this humor is so funny because it's based in what these characters are. That how meticulous Robin is. He's got to have his stuff just like this. And Starfire is so sweet to a fault. Cyborg is just all about having a good time, stuffing his face, and let's do some, do I really have to, slow down to do anything else? It's so you're kind of delving a lot deeper into the characters than you would think, because it's such a crazy comic show. So yeah.
From what I've heard of the last night's screening, people were enjoying it, and it was a little bit darker than they were expecting.
It was darker?
A little bit, tonally wise.
It was a
little bit darker from the tone of it, like the end of it, than they were expecting, I think.
I wonder what episode did they watch?
It's something about Robin with the chicken shading powers. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. It goes, I wouldn't say it's dark, it's crazy, it's weird,
Yeah.
But the cool thing about the show is that each kind of little short is 12 minutes long, and you push the reset button at the end. So it doesn't matter what kind of craziness happens to them. It's like reset button, and then we start over again. But that also means that, you don't know if they're just going to get blown to smithereens, if somebody's going to lose a toe, it's all going to, they are going to push it to the nth degree. And that, at the Robin episode, it's so great because they took that old movie, The Fly, and it kind of made it a little kiddier, but still, it is The Fly, so Jeff Goldblum's still scared. And he seems like an African fellow, but I can't get that fly out of my head.
How do you like joining DC Nation? It's been so exciting that Cartoon Network has allowed you to have now.
Oh, dude, I love it. I did Young Justice before this, which kind of started the DC Nation whole thing, and so I've loved playing those characters, and now jumping on this one. I love me some DC. Bring it on, and I just keep living my fantasies of playing, these characters that you grow up reading in comic books, and all of a sudden you get to do it for a living. People tune in every week to watch. That's awesome, and that's what's awesome about the conventions like this is that because you don't get to, you're in a booth recording, you don't get to see it all. This is great to feel the energy. And the best part is when you see the people, they put on these costumes and walk around, and then some 7-year-old sees their character come to life, and the smile on their face is breaking the bank, and that you're kind of doing that, every Tuesday or Saturday or whenever we air. I believe it's April 23rd at 7:30. Only on Cartoon Network.
Way to get that plug in.
Yeah.
It's one of my talking points. So now I can start drinking.
So in terms of this, like you're saying, it's a reset button. Everything's like really, really heightened, and the comedic value is way left field. Is it something that it kind of is weird to adjust to, or
it was? Yeah. It was because we love these characters. This was my first audition. Voiceover audition, and this was my first job 10 years ago doing Cyborg, and I did 65 episodes of that. Not to mention, I read them growing up, so I was a fan just like everybody else, But over the course of that time, it's like, because we would get serious every once in a while on that show, and sometimes, Hendon would say, Starfire wouldn't say it like that, or Cyborg would react differently, and we know because we've been doing 65 episodes. But so there's a tendency to be like, and a lot of the fans, I know are worried, because, oh no, what are they going to do? Are they going to change it? And the thing that we had to realize is that they're not changing the characters. They're really, just putting the spotlight on them and saying, when we all get irrational, we all have those insecurities, and when these characters, in a heightened comedy, those securities are heightened, and that's where a lot of the comedy comes from. And so for a second, it was like, dude, what just happened? We were like, it's okay, we just hit the reset button. We're like, so we're not dead? We didn't all just die? So it's okay. It's okay. We get to play again, We get to play over and over. It really is kind of like you got your action figures in the backyard and you can just throw them off the roof, and you just take them back together and play again. That's kind of what we're doing, That's kind of what we're doing. It's good times, people. It's good times had by all.
Now, do you miss Young Justice? Because that was one of my favorite shows, and I was heartbroken.
I know.
Yeah, I am too. I wanna know what happened. They show a dark side at the end. Apocalypse, Darkseid, and Vandal Savage. You don't think I want to hit somebody in the mouth? I want it. But who knows how all of these things work out? But I love Young Justice. I love being able to help create a character like Aqualad, who really was brand new, Like Cyborg had been around long before I ever got into it, but this version of Aqualad was created even before the comic version was created, and so and that voice I've done a lot of different voices for a lot of games and cartoons, but I'd never used that voice on anything. It was reading the copy and looking at this amazing artwork that they did, looking at it, and that's the voice that came out of me, and I'm really proud about being able to be a part of that creative process, So I love Young Justice. I love what we've done. I love all the twists and turns and the wonderful cast of people that I miss Nolan North saying something inappropriate. I miss Danica and Stephanie, just like sassy and sexy and awesome, and Jason Spisak, his butt will just not quit. They're awesome. They're all awesome.
So have you seen anybody running around basically dressed like you today?
Not today. You know what? I've been coming in and doing these things. I haven't. Last year, actually, when I came to WonderCon, I was promoting an independent film that I did, and I walked in, and there was Aqualad, all spandexed up, and I was like, well, I guess somebody's liking the show. That's really cool, It was awesome. Sometimes I kind of think maybe I should take the time and make a Black Manta costume and just walk around and just nobody knows it's me, But that's going to take some time, You don't want to halfway do it, You gotta get it right.
Light up eyes.
Exactly, exactly. You want to.
Exactly. A little smoke comes out.
A little smoke.
Yeah.
Little smoke.
You said a rumor that Justice League is what they're going to do.
Yeah, we can start. Let's start a rumor that They're gonna do Justice League. Cheer. Somebody just. Oh man, did I just get somebody in trouble? Me? Did I just get in trouble? You know what? That's how it starts. That's how it begins. You know what? We're doing the Justice League. We're doing the Justice League, and we're killing it right now, or not. All right.
Thank you.